going on, everybody? Today we're gonna have the World Cup of Tinder bundles. I went all around the forest and I searched for different things that can help you get a fire going. Now, the rule of thumb, if you can get a fire going pretty easy with a ferro rod, that means if you have a lighter, which always bring a lighter, should be able to get that fire going even easier, of course. I got my ferro rod. The rule is use no knife, no tool. You just got a ferro rod. Let's see what we got behind me and see who wins this cup. It's obviously going to be the cedar or the birch, but good to know other stuff, right? So we got some cedar here. It's well known by many that shouldn't have a problem getting us a fire. We got some common reeds, some horseweed, cattail, yellow birch, pine needles, Mr. Chaga, some fern, horsehoof fungus. We got beech leaves. Those are gonna go first because the wind is blowing them away, so that's first in the competition. We got some white birch, some oak leaves, and some ironwood leaves. So there you have it, folks. Place your bets. Who's gonna win? We kind of know the favorites. They're almost like France and Germany. You got the yellow birch, the cedar, and the white birch. Up first, we got the beech leaves. I've used this before and got a fire with just beech leaves. Of course, with the fire, you're gonna need all your stuff prepared, and the second you get flame, you want other secondary stuff, small stuff to put it on. How fast is it gonna light up? And how well does it stay lit? Yeah. Okay. Two strikes. Two strikes. And look at that, the beech leaves. Off to a fantastic start, man. Look at that. On the second strike, and it stays lit pretty decently. Still going. Now we're gonna go for some white birch. This will go up very fast, but will it go up on the second strike? It'll definitely stay lit longer. One. Oh, and it took two as well. But now you'll notice with birch, it's gonna stay lit a little longer than those beech leaves. All the oils. And look at this stuff. Oof, that feels good on my hands. Two strikes, nice and warm flame, and it's still going. See that? Up next, we got Team Reed. Now this stuff might light up easy, but it's not gonna stay lit for long, I can guarantee you that. Oh. Not doing as good. See, this is a good helper. You need other stuff mixed with this. So far this is the worst. He's a helper. See how that doesn't really do very well? So not great. Lights up fast. So it could help you, but so far he's the worst. Common reed, but you could use this to assist as long as you had some other stuff. But you got a little bit of life, you know what I'm saying? You got some life. Not too bad. Now we're gonna do some cattail. You're gonna see that that's very similar to the common reed. See how fast that lights up? But it goes out pretty fast. So this by itself would not be too great. Let's give it some oxygen here, fluff it up a little bit more maybe. Yeah, it gives that big huge flame at first, but then nothing. Let's see what happens in the middle. Get the one in the middle. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It looks fun, but these are not the best. The cattail. Not the best, but the coolest looking. We got some cedar here. It's fantastic. It's especially amazing to use if you get an ember and you have a tinder bundle of cedar to get a fire going. That's a little better than birch. I noticed that this takes sometimes a few more strikes to get going, but you always get a fire going as long as your cedar's dry enough. So let's go. Got some nice cedar. Let's do it. Ready? Oh, went up on the second one. So it's great. Birch stays lit much easier. See how that just went out? So that's where cedar's no bueno. Let me try to give it a little help. Overtime. So you definitely have to make sure it's dry enough. Come on. But the cool thing is the coals. You can help it out. So still pretty all right. And once it gets going, it stays lit a decent amount of time. Not bad. Just needs a little bit of assistance. We got the #1 ranked tinder here, yellow birch. Let's see if it can get lit in 2 strikes, and let's see how long it stays lit. Okay. Goes up on the second one. And I barely have to touch that. That's just gonna do its job. Stay lit. Full of so many beautiful oils. The king. Doing its job. And there's a reason why this was ranked #1, folks. You might be seeing the winner of the cup. Yellow birch is king. I've never used horseweed, but you can imagine it's going to be similar to the cattail and the reed. Let's see. Uh-oh. They're definitely not winning the cup, folks. By itself, it's not great. Just kind of teases you. Yeah, not great. So horseweed, at least we know you ain't getting a fire by itself with just this. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. The horseweed at the bottom of the rankings. Now we got some chaga, and chaga's pretty cool because what it can give you is it can give you an ember. It's a great way if you need to bring an ember from one location to another location. Is a good. See this little guy? Almost. I should break it up. There's an ember in here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me blow on it. Did you see? So chaga is pretty amazing. I was using it as a bug deterrent as well during black fly season this past summer. And it's also a superfood. So many different uses. Many different uses right here. My battery's about to die, so if the audio sounds different, that's why. We got some dried pine. I've gotten a fire going with these before. It takes a little while, but it'll work. Pine is not so fun. It's never my first choice, but not necessarily a last choice. I'm not scraping any magnesium onto this because I want to make it more of a challenge. There we go. See, it's a pain in the butt, but you can get a fire. Not bad. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but it'll give you some fire. This stuff has different names, but ironwood sounded the coolest, so that's what I like calling it. Never used ironwood leaves, but I imagine I'll get something. Ooh. Bam. Got those flames fast. Wow, what a surprise right here. A surprise contestant. Ooh, but it doesn't... Needs a little help. Not bad. So the ironwood leaves, rocking it. Little assistance with some oxygen, but stays lit long enough where, of course, if you have your other stuff ready, bam, you can use these leaves right here. I got some oak leaves. Another thing that eventually I usually can get lit, but sometimes it's a pain in the ass. Oh. It's trying. Oak leaves, not doing so good. Wait. Wait. We got something. See, and oak doesn't stay lit as long. Oak's a little tougher, but it'll help you out. Got the fire. I find that oak smells good while it's burning, but this stuff needs to be super, super, super dry. So the oak is pretty good as far as it stays. Once it gets lit, it seems to stay lit longer than some other stuff. A little pain in the butt to get going. Not too bad. You gonna help me out there, Mr. Fern? I'm kind of predicting a crappy outcome. I've used this stuff before. It's not really, really great, but maybe we'll get lucky. Battery's about to die. Let's see if I can get something before the battery dies. Come on, Fern. Oh, look at that. It actually gave me some flame. Look at that. Gotta help it out a little bit. What a surprise. The fern. I was talking smack about this stuff. It was just a bad day. Maybe it was too windy. But look at that. The fern leaves staying lit by themselves. And it is still lit. I'm sorry, Mr. Fern. Apparently, you would work pretty decently for a tinder bundle. Yes. Of course, if you could mix all of these different fibers, then you'd have the ultimate tinder bundle, but that's not what this competition's about. The final one is horsehoof fungus, but I felt a lot of moisture in this. Yeah. I got a little ember. But this stuff is too moist. I should have it more pulverized and process it in a different way. But I got an ember like the chaga. There you go. Horsehoof fungus. Worked after all. So, what do you think was the best? My vote is yellow birch was the king. It lit up as fast as anything else, and it stayed lit. So birch, of course, amazing. Then the beech leaves actually were awesome. I loved how fast they lit up, and you got to have a bunch that don't really stay lit for as long, but definitely happy with those. The cedar was all right. You saw some of them. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get started, but you'll get flame. But definitely the worst, it was the horseweed, the cattail, and the reeds. You see that they try to light up fast, but they go out very, very fast. But it's really good to know those different things. If you need to get a fire, say you're a hiker, you love hiking the mountains, and one day maybe the sun's going down, you're gonna actually have to find a spot off trail and stay the night. Of course, bring a lighter, but you could be in a situation where you can't mess around. You just got to get fire, and it's very important to know all the different materials, especially if you don't have yellow birch or the really easy stuff to find. So very good. Winner of the cup, yellow birch. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. I gotta tie my shoes. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.